Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn Part 9 in our Emberpelts series, where we are currently relocating everything over to a new area that's going to be highly terraformed. And speaking of highly terraformed, we are going to resume part of that process right now by bringing in tunnels here, and we know that needs to be 4 back. So we can just kind of see what we're doing there. They should be able to reach all of that, no problem at all. What will be a problem is overhangs. So we're going to come up here and have them start placing some explosives as well. They're not going to be able to get to these back here, but we can resolve that pretty simply by just putting in a bit of a temporary passage here to let them get up in. That, and that should allow them to get all of that done, no problem. Like, they can get these, but they can't quite reach those, so that's fine. And wow, an entire day has gone by already. So while they're doing that, I also want to come over here where our power is and zoop on down this way and grab this with another tunnel to about there, I think, and then we'll see where we are. Okay, good. And then we're going to run this over to here and then right there, because we are going to be doing some industry over here. But before we get started on the industry, I want to get some platforms going so that we can start adding in some dirt blocks as well. Part of that is going to require getting rid of just a tree or two so that we can give them a way to get up here. I want tubeway stations placed at pretty good intervals. I don't think I needed to go 3 on that. I think 2 would have been fine. So let's get rid of those. You know what, let me leave this paused while I plan this out, just so I don't start getting too much built and then have a problem. So, cool. Now, this should just be able to accommodate some 6x6s, and then, yeah, this will get us over that guy nicely. Perfect. Trees in Timberborn grow in the dark. It's a weird thing, but it's true. So awesome, we will be able to build this out. This needs to be to accommodate the biggest storage. I think it has to be 4. Let's experiment here. Let's get this all filled out to 3 and then see if I need to go up 1 more. So we will fill all of that in. And you know, I just realized with overhangs I didn't need to do all those platforms. But I also run into problems when I try to build overhangs sometimes, so that one's fine with a 3. Underground warehouse is not. So yeah, they need to be easy enough. So we're gonna add in that 4th one right like that. Cool. The downside is, how do I then continue this? I guess I'll just have to like bring it over by 1, and I just have to be offset a little bit. So I want to cover basically these 3 with storage, maybe 5. Yeah, because we're gonna need food storage as well. Like food storage over here, and then other storages, maybe even some industry up here, but probably not. Though I bet we could get away with like clay up there. Now that I know I'm looking right at it. There it is. Yeah, we could easily do one of those up there too. That's an option. Anyway, we will just let this run on low speed for now while I plan out the rest of these platforms. So let's do that. I want to keep them at that same elevation. So if I then come in with so I do 6 there, 6 there, 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 and then across, and then across. Here I am going to need to bring it in one more here and here. You know what? I am going to leave this pause because I just realized one oversight that I've made. That we are going to have to figure out overhangs just a little bit. So before I start connecting stuff, let me think of where I want the tubeways to come up, because I kind of want them coming up from the bottom here, or maybe we could bring them along the backside. So I also want to bring in some water pumps, the electric ones. Since we've got power right here, kind of makes sense to put them here, but the question is, will they work sitting on top of that? It says it's fine, so I'm going to assume it's fine. I mean, I don't know why a video game would lie to me, so I'm going to do that, just, you know, for the sake of making things look a little nicer. We'll alternate the pattern there. Yeah, that looks nice. That'll all get power right off of that. They all say they're going to work, so whatever. So yeah, give me a minute to figure out what I'm going to do here. I may have to, like, completely start over on this, just so I can find a way to get the power shafts to be able to come up. Okay, so now I have big platforms of dirt just in the middle of nowhere, but there is method to this madness. What I am going to do now is come through here and get rid of that tree, and then do the same thing. So that's the second one in on that tree, and then we are going to get rid of that tree and that tree. And I'm going to prioritize those two because that is going to be in the way of the tubeways. I said power shafts, but I meant tubeways. So get rid of the trees, and then we will get some tubeway tunnels in here. And I think now you see why here. Last time we went down 2 because the power is down 1 level, so the tubeways have to go down 2. Just, you know, it works out. So we need a tubeway tunnel here, 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 and here. Yeah? Yes. And now I get to do the fun part of going underneath them all, which is right up there. Oh, one more. There we go. And then back up. See where this one is. It is right there. There. And then this one. There. And then this one. Right there. And then connect these up. We'll go ahead and connect that in as well. They're not going to be able to get down there just yet, but we are going to remedy that pretty fast. We are going to bring, I think, a tubeway station right here. I think that'll be fine for a location. Yeah, I think that'll be just fine. So, before I do that, actually, let me see where these tunnels need to go. So one there, and then all the way back down there, and then we'll just connect that up like that. And then they'll be able to eventually start building all this out through that. And then I can now unpause and bring my tubeways up off of these. And we will have overhangs of dirt blocks that come out so that a tubeway station can sit up at the top of each one of these and just speed up the delivery of all of the resources to get everything in here. So yeah, we would then need to come in, and I gotta do the overhangs just by one on each of them. And I think I need those to go like this other direction, or else like they'll always complain that the one behind it can't be completed. I think this is the way to go here. Oh, I I could be screwing this up. I get the overhangs wrong a lot. It is unfortunate, but I do. I'll eventually wrap my head around what order they can and cannot build the dirt blocks. I mean, I know it kind of shows you, but I still get confused by it. So, you know, it's a thing. Put that there, and these two here. I'm thinking though, once they're up there, like they will start building this out once they get this first bit done. Of course, getting that first bit done, we're gonna have to get them up there, but that's easy enough. So just one last row here. Excellent, cool. And then our tubeway stations will sit right atop these. We're going to have a couple of them close to each other, and that's fine. But that should give us good coverage for all the storage areas, because we're going to have like industry down here and like farming stuff kind of down this direction. And by having the tubeways to get up to the different areas, they'll just be able to get right to their storage very, very quickly. I think it'll all work out very efficiently. But what we need to do right now is, instead of me worrying about overhangs and everything like that, I just need to come in here, pick a spot, and go up. So let's do that from here. And then we'll do it right here, just so they can start building some of this stuff. And I just realized I should probably have done that. Well, on this side, it's not a big deal. I should probably do that near one of these, or near the platforms for the stairs, most likely, or for the ladders. That way, they'll be right above that. So I'm going to do that on this end. And we'll see what else we need to add in. I might have to put these in more places. But I'm thinking once the tubeways get done, they might be able to like just go up the tubeways for some of it. So this is going to be a pretty huge stonking project, but we do have some dynamite in. This is no longer too far from the district, so if I prioritize these, they should get that in, and it looks like they've got all the tunnels out. Whoops. Game's going to be laggy, so we'll go slow speed. Bring this down, and yeah, they got all that in, so we can get rid of all of this like so. That immediately gets rid of a little bit of the overhang, but not much. And they are working on getting dynamite in, so we can blast up here, and blast right here, and then we're going to speed that up, because we are going to have to go down again. We're going to have to do this a couple times just to get this all out of here. And I'm just going to use 3s every time. I'm not going to sit here and try to measure it. And then once that's done, we'll have to like come across here, but that won't be as big of a deal to get that cut off. We'll probably also have to do some stuff here. Yeah, because that's still going to be connected there. Though if I come across right here, that should eventually get it out. Though that's there. Yeah, I'm probably going to need the tunnel under this section as well. We'll see. We have lots and lots to do, but right now I want to prioritize getting this done before we worry about all of those platforms of dirt for storage. So let's prioritize this and get us to our next session of boomage. And man, they do that quick. So blast that, blast that, blast that, and then do it again. So I cheated a little bit and skipped around, but that's okay. I don't think we have to see every single one of them, do we? So that is all of that cut off. So it's only still hanging on down here. And that's kind of what I expected. So I now need to come in and just do a tunnel here. I want to say that just a 3x4 will get it done. And we will prioritize those so they get done. And same with this dynamite that's just above. A lot of logs and planks still left over, but it's fine. They'll be alright. They'll get it eventually. So I'm going to connect this path up, this path up. Whoops, that went the wrong stonking way. stonking? Really? Is that what I just said? No, that's just what I said. They're not going to be able to reach that. They cannot get back there. The easiest way to connect that is just going to go like that. That way we don't have to build anything. Yay, they're getting progress done here, and you can tell because I have stuck beavers. Because they walked across from where they could get across here, and then somebody built a wall behind them. Oh well, they'll be fine. Don't worry about them. Can you not reach that? You cannot reach that. Wonderful. So I do have to wind up building a little something. Oh, wait, they should be able to reach that, like... Oh, there's nothing there anymore. Aha, okay. So, yeah, they're never going to be able to reach that. Oh, man. Alright, fine. Here, have a freaking ladder that I'm going to spin around 20 times. There. Now you'll be able to reach that. And those are in, so I can get rid of those. That'll get rid of the majority of our building. I believe. I reached those. I guess somehow I managed to click off the blow it up button. So yeah, that's making quick work of it. We just have that connection and this connection left, and then that should all be out of here. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like that's going to be the case. So this should now get rid of a good chunk. Yep. And so if we get that bit of dynamite in, that's all of it, right? I don't see it connected anywhere else. Yeah. That one bit of dynamite is all that's stopping us. So, we're going to prioritize this. We still have 8 stranded beavers. I can prioritize their rescue, but I'm not gonna. I want to get this done. I want to get this out of here. Because, you know, it's kind of there, just staring at me, saying, hey, I exist. I mock you. I mock your very existence. So, yeah, you're going to get this done today, beavers, friends? Come on. Finish ladder. You have planks. Finish it. There you go. Now that is no longer outside of their area, so we're gonna blow that up. Maybe today, maybe not. Yeah, not. Okay, we're waiting until morning. Alright, morning is upon us. We still have 8 stranded beavers, because of course we do. They'll be alright. And if not, well, we can breed more. Gosh, I am just being cruel in this playthrough, aren't I? Yes, I am. So, in the back here, I'd like to also think about bringing in tubeways, or a tubeway, to connect the haulers from where the water is going to be. And I'm thinking that food and water is going to be on this side. So this wouldn't be too much of a stretch to bring a tubeway up and into here. So if I do this and that, oh, that was one too high. It's fine. If I do that and then get this in right here, then what I can do is find a way to bring this down into a tubeway station, which that's okay, easy. We'll put a tubeway station right here and then give it a place for the tubeway to come out. And I'm just using all these small ones because I kind of like them. So yeah, that'll get them just be able to go zoop right up to the water, where the water is going to be stored. They might even actually make that sound. So cool, this is working. I know I sound shocked because I am. There we go. Cool. They're not going to be able to build this back half because of how I've situated everything. They're just not going to be able to get to any of it. We're going to need more stairs because they've got to be able to build a platform. So, more ladders. I'm just going to build a mess of ladders and let them deal with the debris later. Because we got to get this built. Whoa, hello. And where there's ladders. It's weird, like, when it does that glitchy thing, it always happens just as I'm like using the right mouse click to like change my view. And so instead it thinks I've clicked out to try to just cancel what I had selected. And it's kind of annoying. So we'll do like another set here. I'm hoping that by doing this, they're going to be able to get up there. And at least get the platforms all in and start getting more dirt blocks in. So we'll do the same thing here. And we'll go right there. They'll still reach platforms because I can reach off to the side. So I didn't do like everyone back here because as they build the blocks out, they'll eventually be able to reach to this. Same back here, but I'd like to have them able to build more than just half here so that we could eventually think about maybe rescuing some beavers. That'd be nice. Once they get this up here and start building that way, if there's nowhere for them to go, they'll just keep popping up and up and up and up and up. And they'll be fine. So if I prioritize this and this first half, where are they stuck? So they're all right there. Hold on. Let's look at it this way. So 3 out from where they built. So we don't need to prioritize that. We do need to prioritize the rest of it. And just do that. That all the way to the top. So then put this back to normal and then prioritize all of this. And hopefully they will start building. These dudes will just pop up out of there and get rescued before they die. I don't know. They're looking pretty worse for wear. They're hungry. They're tired. Yeah, I don't know if they'll make it. We may lose 8 beavers. Very sad. But we are going to watch as they get a lot of this built out. And maybe, well, beavers die. Kind of a depressing topic, but, you know, it happens. So we wound up going a little too low there. Maybe that was always there. I don't know. But it's fine. This is all just logs and planks. It is all just logs and planks. So cool. Yeah, let's watch them get to work on this section here and at least get this one done. And then we'll move on to where the storage is going to be. So we've got a good chunk of this one in, and we can see that it's starting to take shape nicely. We've even got tubeways going. I'm pleased with the progress that we are making. So I want to come through here and run paths to connect our 2 way stations. And I'm just going to go all the way across all of these, just like that, and then start thinking about storage. And I don't really have a spot to do it. I kind of want to, we'll have to go over here. I don't remember what goes where, so I'm gonna do like one of each of these here. And I also don't remember how many different food and all of that there is for them to be able to eat. So we may have to like adapt the food as we go. But here, that was a weird noise. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at least, but we want a lot more for logs. So maybe if we do like our log storage towards the back. So that one would be there, so we would go there with logs. And the downside is these just aren't gonna fit properly, we're going to have a gap no matter what we do. We could just leave a gap of 4 in the middle and do something different there, but I'd really rather not. So I'm going to do like a lot of log storage here. And this doesn't have the overhang yet, so of course that's off by 1. So I guess we could just center them like that and then have the gap of 2 to either side here. Yeah, that would be fine. So wait, you are okay, so that would be this direction. It took me a minute to realize where that needed to go. Okay, so these are all going to be 4 logs. And they're also going to be unconnected for a while, but that's fine too. So what I want to do real quick is mark, well, that one can just go away. I want to start marking these to empty so they don't put anything new in. In fact, it's going to be easier to go here and mark everything to empty instead of having them make new stuff as I go through here. Maybe not the bad water. We will be doing something different with the bad water. I gotta make sure I'm marking the ones that aren't under construction. So I think I hit the ones under construction too, because I don't think usually like indicated like a percentage. I don't know. Let's check. No, they're fine. Okay, cool. So logs can go in there, and then we need the next thing would probably be planks that we would want to store up here, as well as actually we're not going to do dirt. Dirt's going to stay up here. So we want metal blocks, at least 1. Planks, probably a couple of those. So let's do our planks and metal blocks. Or not planks, our scrap and metal blocks here. 2, and I don't have my overhanging yet, so that won't fit. That's why that wasn't lined up. There we go. Yeah, that's off to the same side. And then another underground pile. So we will do the blocks here and here, and then this one will be for our scrap metal, and then I think right behind it we will do 2 things of gears. 2 things of gears. Alright, cool. So then we need bricks, which are in these. No, they're in these. Okay, and they're going to wind up being stored up here as well. So we'll do another underground warehouse and get our bricks. And then we need a place for clay to go in. And I think we're going to be mining that like right around here. So maybe we do the clay right here. And since we're going to have our kilns in this general area, let's do charcoal right here as well. So that gets, so we have logs, we have metal blocks, we don't have planks yet, but we're about to. And we've got that, dirt's gonna go somewhere else, clay, and we've got that. Cool, so let's do a couple for planks here. Like there, and there. Actually, no, I'm gonna get rid of that one. Move it over here. Make these 3 for our planks. Like so, and then this one's going to be for our explosives. And I think that is everything for now. I mean, there are a couple other things like maple syrup, well, pine resin for here. Bot parts, I don't know if we're going to do bots, to be honest. And then on these, everything's covered. So we're good on those. It's just kind of here that there's questions. And this is all going to be for food, but I'm not going to fill it in just yet. So cool. I'm going to work on adding overhangs while they work on building. And then I'm going to let them get a lot of it built out just to kind of be able to have a good stopping point for today. but I don't think I'm going to do a time lapse of most of it, just because I don't think I need to. So that took a bit longer than I expected. Let's see, about 3 hours longer than I expected. Yeah, but you know what? It's done, and I like it. Well, it's not done. We still have space over here for whatever we decide to put in. And then we can put stuff. You can see I kind of, as they were building, added in just a few recreation items. We added in some of our medical beds, and hey, you know what, they can even have fire next to them when they're recovering. But somehow I managed to miss something here. I guess we forgot one, but whatever, we can fix that. That's easy enough. We can just plop one more in right there, and they'll get that built. But yeah, so we've got plenty of campfires. A lot of contemplation spots, some scratchers, probably need more detailers. If we look in our well-being, we can even go in and see. We still need more campfires. We need a lot of stuff. But it's looking pretty doggone good. I'm really, really, really pleased with it. And next time we should be able to start in on relocating all of our industry. And then after that, all of our farming stuff. Maybe we'll get it all done in one video. I don't know. I had planned on getting some industry done. I know you probably saw some pop up over here. That's because I was running behind on dirt. This is kind of how I planned on redoing this up here anyway. So I just went ahead and did it. A couple more medical beds as well, since they can get injured in all of this stuff and that. And I have decided I'm going to leave this bad water rig here, and we're just going to use the bad water across the map for more power. For now, we'll have plenty of power though. So we're going to leave it here. Until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.